Hey everybody, this is Endless Customs. Welcome to another video. I want to showcase one at a time my custom Mortal Kombat 1/12 scale Mezco style figures. I did a super long video when I initially kind of showed these figures off, but I wanted to talk about them individually and then kind of do size comparisons. Have this one a little bit more organized than some of my other videos, so I'm trying to work my channel up. You know, I do want to thank everybody for the support lately. I know a lot of people have been liking my videos, but it'd be awesome if you can follow and subscribe on YouTube. But yeah, so I'm on TikTok and I'm on TikTok and Instagram, so follow me at Endless Customs. But let me just talk about the Scorpion right here. So I'm a big fan of like the Mortal Kombat 1, 2, a little bit of 3. That wasn't my favorite one, but 4 was definitely one of my favorites. And then Mortal Kombat versus DC was by far one of the best Mortal Kombat games ever made. So I kind of got a little bit of inspiration of all those, like 1 and 2 for sure 4, and Mortal Kombat versus DC. So there's I'll talk about some of the elements that are in those games and how I implemented it in the figure. But I first wanted to kind of show some size comparisons, just because the world that I'm kind of building is like how the figures would actually look in a modern world, like in our world, like if they're real life characters, not so much as like a comic or something like that. So the way I did my like my G.I. Joe's figures, and let's see, like some of the base figures like Zartan. So I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit of kind of all of them, just because some of them I did make taller, some of them I made shorter, or I just made them at a base height. So I kind of want to just compare the difference between them. I have yet to find my ruler. I am still looking for it, so I do apologize for it. At this point, I might as well just buy another ruler. But I will definitely start measuring them in the next video. I was just kind of looking at my room to see if somehow I missed it, but I do not have my ruler. But anyways, yeah, so this is a G.I. Joe classified rock and roll. So you can see the height difference. Scorpion does stand taller than him, and he's at a A pose, not completely straight up, so he's a little bit taller. So he is taller than an average, 6-inch G.I. Joe classified. The only thing I used from this figure for my rock and roll was like the accessories and the helmet and things like that. I actually kept the rock and roll head like on the actual figure, but I'm probably going to use the base or something, or sell it or trade it or whatever. But yeah, so that's with the G.I. Joe classified. Then if you see here, I just found like a buck 6-inch body from Marvel Legends. So you can see here he's actually taller than Iceman too, even above the spikes. So that's the Iceman. So it's another 6-inch figure. Then I wanted to compare it to one of my custom G.I. Joe figures. But you can see here Zartan has boots. So, I kind of had to like adapt the way I make the figures. So he actually has boots. He has small boots, but these are like small ones. So you can see the height comparison. They're almost the same height. So that's Zartan. And then my Big Boa figure from the Atom base body. You can see here he kind of towers over him. So, I wanted to make Boa like imposing and a big threat. So I really like the way Big Boa came out. I mean, he looks insane. So that's Big Boa. And then I have the Storm Collectibles. One of the few surviving members of the Storm Collector series is Goro. These figures are gigantic. Like, they say that they're 1/12, but it's more like, I don't even know what the scale up from 1/12 is, but it's definitely bigger. These figures are gigantic. So that's why I got rid of all my Storm collectible figures, my Street Fighter figures, my Mortal Kombat figures. I just got rid of all of them, my Tekken figures, all of that, just because I did not like the scale between my figures and those Storm collectibles. They look amazing, but then I started digging into like the Mezco style, so I'm like, you know what, all those figures are plastic. They're not, you know, ideal for the way I'm kind of moving my collection to the new cloth Mezco style, you know, collecting. But I kept some of them, like Goro. I kept Shao Kahn, King Taro, Shiva, some of like the bigger, like the monsters, you know, like I definitely kept those. I think I have a few other ones, but you know, I'm okay with him being out of scale like this. You get what I mean? Like, he's not a human. He's a whole nother thing. So I like the way that this scales. You get what I mean? Like, Goro to me was always like imposing and gigantic, like not normal, you know. So I really think I really like this scale where he's just towering over him. I just, to me, I don't mind it, you know. So I kept Goro. So you can see here, he does tower over him, but like I said, I'm okay with that. So that's just a kind of size comparison with the Storm collectible Goro. I swear I'm gonna get my ruler, so I do apologize for that. But then I also wanted to talk about the base body that I use for most of my customs, and I talk about this base body the longest. That's probably going to be the next video, like just talking about this body and this buck. I think it's the perfect body to start customizing figures and all these things. I mean, you can see the size comparison. I think Scorpion's a little taller, but again, he doesn't have his boots, which he actually comes with, I believe, boots. These boots, but I'm really not 100% sure. But you can see it's the same body, you know. It's a really great buck. So most of my figures, I'm gonna be talking about this all the time. You can see Zartan is the same body. But yeah, so now on to Scorpion. So as you can see here, I definitely got inspiration from the Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2 Scorpion, just because I really like this like gi look. So I originally was gonna go like full, like, you know, the way that they have the Scorpion now is like armor, ninja style, like samurai style ish, like the clash between the two. I like that, don't get me wrong, but that's not my Scorpion, you know, like that's not the way I look at Scorpion. Like, I like the very basic Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2 concept. But then also Mortal Kombat 4, where he had that, you know, the ninja suits, like all of them had like that lining and stuff like that. So that was awesome. But then Mortal Kombat versus DC, perfect. That Scorpion, he was kind of heavily armored. You know, he had the Scorpion like armor pieces and stuff like that. Like, that was really cool take on Scorpion. But so I kind of implemented some of that armor pieces to the more simple version of Scorpion. So I kind of blended the both of them into one figure. So you can see here that you could see that the mask is more like that heavy armored look. And then I got these like armor pieces that I still have yet to paint. But you can see here that it's definitely, you know, a little bit of both. So I add a wire to this so you kind of can move it. And then I made this, the bodysuit is from eBay, from C4 Charles. I talked about it, so it's a bodysuit. And then I did the wrappings for the waist and the ankles, or the calves, and then these boots are from the actual figure. So, you know, these figures are for me. Like, I made them for myself. So, you know, there's a lot of things that, yeah, you can change, or, you know, maybe some like small like imperfections, but you know, I did the best I can with what I have and what I know. So You know, these figures are still very, very posable. The arms, you know, he can still kick. He can still do the splits. Oh, he can still do the splits. He has a ab joint still. That's a lot better than most figures get. I mean, this is a good comparison. Like you see here, he has such a high waist that you would think he has a great ab crunch, but I mean, that's as far as it goes, as far as just the ab section. But you know, you're not gonna have it like that. Just looks weird. I mean, you would think that there was more articulation with this. Like, look at this. Like, you get what I mean? But there's not. So compared to the buck body, if you just do the ab or the abs, I mean, you see like there's a lot more articulation going on there for just the abs. You get what I mean? I mean, on the Iceman, you can't really tell like how bad the joints are, but you know, it definitely, you can see it's just a lot less articulation when you would think that this figure would have a lot more, you know. And this is a bad example because the Iceman is bare, like he doesn't have like armor pieces or anything like that, but you know, just the difference in ab crunch versus like if I really wanted to go, well, if I really wanted to go further, I guess, you know, you can find a way, but it's just a difference. And you know, like these figures, like he can't do the splits all the way because of the way that the joints are. These figures can do the splits, you know. Like what else, the butterfly joints are really nasty on these figures, and it's like these figures don't necessarily need a butterfly joint. They can do, you know, everything. So it's just a difference in bodies, but that's why I talk about this body all the time. So so back to Scorpion. So yeah, he can do anything. The posing is there. I have the accessories, but I just kind of wanted to showcase them a little bit more individually, just so that you can see, you know, what went into these figures, and how they came out and how they compare to like other figures and other lines and stuff like that. I don't have, oh, I have my Mezco Firefly here, so you can kind of see the size comparison too. So Scorpion is bigger than Mezco Firefly. So yeah, so you can, I mean, I just think the cloth looks really great on these figures. It's definitely something that I really like transitioning to, is the Mezco. The first one I ever got was the Batman, not the Ascending Knight, what is it called? The Sovereign Knight, which I think to this day is the best Batman ever released. But I made my own custom version of it, or kit bash, I guess you can say. But I'll show the case of that one too, because my goodness, those are some of my favorite customs that I did, was the crime syndicates. So the bad version of the Justice League is so amazing. But I'll showcase those probably after my Mortal Kombat series or whatever. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think of the figure of Scorpion that I made. You know, it definitely was a lot of kind of like trial and error with this figure, just because I didn't know how I wanted to go with this figure. So I'm really glad of the style that I made with this character, you know, like how he looks. I just think it really good. Like if you were to just see it and not know, like, okay, he's back here, like, oh my goodness, that's Scorpion, like you would know, you get what I mean? Like, so that's kind of what I want to do with my figures, is like, obviously if I make a character, I still want people to know, like, oh my goodness, is that Scorpion? Like, what figure is that? You know, like it wouldn't be hard for people to guess, like, you know, like for those, like, who would this be? You know, people would know, like, oh, what the heck, like, that's not a normal Havoc, you know, like this is a Mezco-fied one, you know. So it's like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to go completely on one side where you won't even recognize the character, and modernizing it, you get what I mean? So yeah, so that's kind of where I wanted to go. So I do have to find more hands and stuff so that, you know, they have all the different posings. So this figure does come with quite a bit of hands, but I just want to be able to do more like more options for the hands and stuff like that. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think of my Scorpion, and the next one will probably be Sub-Zero. I mean, why not, you know? So let me know if there's any size comparisons that you guys would like to see. You know, oh, let me see, like the dragon, the Storm Collectibles Liu Kang dragon. You can see here, it's the scaling. You know, like just different figures. Like if there's something that you would want to see, just let me know. And thank you for watching another video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And like always, keep it original.